Welcome back to our channel, where we record the fiercest and most magnificent journeys between humans and the ocean. Today, we invite you to follow an epic fishing adventure of Japanese fishermen, talented, brave, and persistent seafarers, as they use giant nets and the most modern fishing technology to catch hundreds of tons of fish every day in the middle of the vast ocean. This is not just a job, but an uncompromising battle with nature, with fierce waves. And with human physical limits. All for a living and the development of the fishing industry in the land of the rising sun. From dawn, before the sun has even risen, a fishing port in a coastal area in eastern Japan has begun to bustle. Modern fishing boats, tens of meters long, fully equipped with advanced technology equipment, from GPS positioning systems, fish detection radars to hydraulic net lifting systems, leave the dock one by one. Heading straight out to sea where fish are moving with the deep sea currents. On the deck, dozens of Japanese fishermen, mostly men with strong bodies, tanned by the sea wind and sun, quickly take their positions, ready for a stressful and dangerous day of work ahead. With the support of modern technology systems, determining the location of large schools of fish is now more accurate than ever, instead of relying entirely on experience and senses as before. Fishermen can now use data from sea scanning radars and ultrasonic sensors on the bottom of the ship to determine the density and direction of fish movement. When the system signals a large school of fish, be it tuna, mackerel, sardines or sardines, the entire boat is alerted and the fishing process begins in a systematic manner. Giant nets hundreds of meters long are gradually pulled out from mechanical reels and lowered into the seabed in an arc. Precisely blocking the fish passage. This process requires a perfect coordination between humans and machines, from the crane operator, the radar monitor to the sailors in charge of dropping the net and monitoring the tension of the rope. Every detail is carried out with absolute concentration, because just a small mistake can cause the entire net to fail. Once the fish are in the net, the team begins to retrieve the net, considered the most labor-intensive step in the whole process. Hydraulic net pullers roar, slowly lifting the net filled with fish from the seabed to the deck. Under the bright sunlight, hundreds of tons of fish sparkle like silver, thrashing in each wave of churned seawater, creating a spectacular and vivid scene like in a wildlife documentary. Each fish brought onto the deck is immediately classified. Large fish will be transferred to the cold storage below to keep them fresh. While small or injured fish are pre-processed and then put into the quick freezing line. On board, there are always mechanics and technicians monitoring the temperature and freezing system, ensuring that each fish retains the highest quality until it reaches the port. Not only having a system of machinery, Japanese fishing boats are also likened to floating factories at sea. They are equipped with wastewater treatment systems, oil filters, food storage, resting rooms, and even medical rooms for fishermen during the long journey at sea. The ship operates continuously day and night, with shifts taking turns working without rest. With such comfortable living conditions, fishermen can focus on fishing, which always has many potential risks such as storms, collisions with reefs, or accidents when operating machinery, to be able to catch hundreds of tons of fish every day. Japanese fishermen not only need perseverance and experience, but also must strictly comply with regulations on environmental protection and marine resources. On each trip, there is always coordination with the fisheries monitoring agency to ensure that fishing does not exceed the permitted output, does not encroach on fish breeding grounds, and does not affect the marine ecosystem. This demonstrates social responsibility and ensures the sustainability of the fisheries industry in the long term. The sight of the nets being pulled up, hundreds of fish spilling out onto the deck amid the cheers of the sailors, is always a memorable and sacred moment. It is the result of the sweat, effort and solidarity of the entire fishing community. There are days when the sea is so rough that the boat rocks in the midst of strong winds and waves. But just one signal that there is a large school of fish is enough for the whole team to forget all their fatigue and rush into work with all their enthusiasm. Fishing is hard work, but it brings huge economic benefits to the country. Japan is one of the countries with the most developed fisheries industry in the world, with millions of tons of fish exported each year, bringing in billions of US dollars. The fish caught from the Sea of Japan not only serving domestic consumption needs but also appearing on high-class dining tables across Europe, America and Asia, from fresh sashimi slices to exquisite sushi dishes or famous canned fish products in oil. Japanese fishermen, although living a life far from the shore, separate from the bustling modern world, are quietly contributing an important part to the national economy. They are nameless heroes, living on sweat, courage and a burning love for the sea in their hearts. Each trip is a story, a battle between humans and the ocean, between the desire to survive and the harshness of nature. At the end of a successful fishing day, when the ship docks, hundreds of tons of fresh fish are quickly transferred to refrigerated trucks. Brought to processing plants and distributed everywhere. On the deck, the men are exhausted but their eyes still shine with joy, the joy of a winner after a difficult battle. Dear viewers, I hope that through today's video, you have somewhat felt the hard work, determination and overcoming spirit of Japanese fishermen in their conquest of the ocean. If you find this story meaningful and inspiring, please like, share and subscribe to the channel to accompany us on the upcoming magical journeys. Goodbye and see you in the next video.